everyone, and welcome to The Balancing Act. I'm Olga Villaverdi.
And I'm Montel Williams. Living with essential tremor. We're going to learn more about what the disease is and how it's treated.
Plus, home health care for those who need it the most.
Plus, recipes the entire family can enjoy because Ralphie's in the house. Ralphie!
Woo-hoo!
Today, we're getting our bake on, and I have tools and gadgets galore. And the chocolate chip cookies, they smell delicious.
Oh my gosh, who doesn't love chocolate chip cookies?
Are you kidding me? Well, it's all on The Balancing Act, and it all starts right now.
That's right. I can't stop at one. I have to have 2 and 3 and 4.
4 and 5.
Imagine having difficulty performing everyday tasks like drinking out of a glass, eating with utensils, or even writing your own name. These are just some of the struggles that people experience due to essential tremor, which can cause rhythmic trembling of the hands, head, voice, or legs.
And although you may never have heard of it before, essential tremor is the most common movement disorder impacting an estimated 7 to 10 million people in the United States.
So let's meet Jean, who, despite her own diagnosis, encourages others to not hide in the shadows.
Take a look at this.
My symptoms began in my late 40s. And I noticed that my hand would shake when I would write. If I got stressed in any way, I would shake. And I was working as a realtor. It was very difficult because I couldn't write legibly. I went to my primary care physician, who suggested that I go see a neurologist. He diagnosed me as having essential tremors and gave me this anticonvulsant drug. I was not comfortable at all with this drug. The side effects were worse than the tremor itself, but it did help my tremors slightly. And so I proceeded to continue taking it as my tremors became worse. And the neurologist, he would add on more medication. He would increase it. Oh, I had no idea what essential tremor was. The trauma that it can cause in a person's life. There was so much, all the little things that you cannot do, and we take it as just a normal thing to be able to drink a glass of water.
Essential tremor is the most common cause of tremor, impacting 7 times as many people as Parkinson's disease. Although it can start at any age, it is most often diagnosed between the ages of 40 and 50. Dr. Dash Tipor is the director of the Division of Movement Disorders at the Loma Linda University of Medicine.
So the clinical features of essential tremor is involuntary rhythmic movements. Tremors usually are during action, mostly in hands. However, tremors can be in head, torso, legs. Sometimes patients describe it as an internal tremor. Voice tremor is not uncommon at all. It can cause social isolation, social embarrassment in some cases. Is a disease that symptoms can be very bothersome to patients, but is not a life-threatening disease.
There are no medical tests to diagnose essential tremor, so it is often a matter of ruling out other conditions that could be causing symptoms.
Diagnosis of essential tremor is based on clinical history and physical examination. That means you need the good detailed history from the patient that includes when tremor started, the severity of the tremor, and the detailed family history and medication history or medical history of the patient, because all matters. So usually with the good clinical history and good physical examination, you should be able to come up with a diagnosis.
Currently, there has not been a medication created to specifically treat essential tremor, and to date, only a few effective prescription medications are available for treating the symptoms. Unfortunately, it is estimated that less than 60% of people with ET are helped by these medications.
I found out that the International Essential Tremor Foundation was doing an informative meeting. I found out from the doctor who was there that I was taking twice the amount of anticonvulsive that I should have been taking. This movement disorder neurologist was a saving grace to me. He tweaked my medications and I was able to control myself more easily. But as time went on, I got worse and worse.
There are multiple treatment modalities for essential tremor. Currently, we use some medications that are not necessarily based on mechanism of the disease as far as we know. Currently, we use some anticonvulsants such as primidone. We use beta blockers such as propranolol. Surgical modality is another alternative the patient they have. One of the most recent one is using ultrasound under MRI, and the result is instantaneous and there is no incision involved. Not every patient will be qualified for this type of procedure. Deep brain stimulation is being done for several decades. One of the big advantages of deep brain stimulation is reversibility. If the patient doesn't like it, you can turn it off. Disadvantage would be side effect after DBS surgery, such as a patient always has the wire in their body and something like a pacemaker under their chest, and wire goes to the brain, and that can cause, in some cases, rare conditions, can cause infection or even bleeding or breaking the wire.
2.5 years ago, I had deep brain stimulation, and I fought it for many, many years. I was at the point where I really felt I had to do it. I like to crochet. I like to do things. Never would I have been able to do it. Even though I have had deep brain stimulation, I am getting worse and my shaking is getting worse.
Yeah, so one of the challenges that we have right now is medications that we are using are not targeting exactly per mechanism of essential tremor. The good news is there are multiple treatment modalities in pipeline. So therefore, we are getting better and better understanding about mechanism of the disease. And when we know that, then we have a better treatment options.
One such investigational medication developed with essential tremor in mind is ulixacaltamide. The phase 2 study, called the Essential 1 study, assessed the safety, tolerability, and efficacy of ulixacaltamide against a placebo in essential tremor patients. According to the findings, participants who received treatments with ulixacaltamide showed improvement in the modified activities of daily living score relative to the placebo. While the results were numerically different, they were not statistically significant as analyzed. The Essential 1 results highlight the potential of ulixacaltamide to transform the treatment of essential tremor. If successful, this medication would be a significant advancement in the treatment of ET, and it would be the first medication ever developed specifically for essential tremor. If approved, it would be the first medication for essential tremor in more than 50 years.
My recommendation to everyone is find an essential tremor support group. You will be with people that have the same condition you do, and you find out you're really not so different.
There's no question about it that the support group meetings are absolutely essential for the people that are the caregivers. You realize that just like with the essential tremor patients, knowing that they're not alone, we know we're not alone either.
Special thanks goes out to Jean and John for sharing their story. I am really sure that it's going to help so many others out there with essential tremor.
Absolutely. And like Jean said today, you do not have to suffer silently. There is support available. If you'd like more information, you can visit essentialtremor.org or go to our website, thebalancingact.com.
Hey, listen, what is a chef without the right tools, right? We're handcuffed. And I'm in cookie making mode today. So luckily for me, my friend Bryce Butcher, the GoodCook director of kitchenware, joins me with every chef's dream. Tools, gadgets, and cookie sheets to make baking a breeze. And hello, Bryce Butcher. This is some kind of day for me right now.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, this is great. Let me tell you, I have 2 young children, and my daughter loves to cook with me in the kitchen. My son, too, but my daughter can't get enough of baking. So this is right into our wheelhouse, and all these tools look amazing. Tell me about them.
I love hearing that you're baking with your kids. That's what we're all about. We're all about cooking in the kitchen together, making those experiences with friends and family. All of our products are here to support that experience and just help guide the consumer with everything that they do to make those remarkable recipes, whether they're old or new, and more so those memories together.
Yeah, man, look, it's amazing. Look, I can look around right here, and I can tell you that, you know, the muffin tin and the 9-inch pan over there, and in my drawers, GoodCook is everywhere, right? So I got the measuring cups, I've got the spoons, but what I don't have, and I just got so excited to see, is the cupcake caddy. This one's got a lid that goes on top, right? So it prevents me from being an animal. Even the bowls, right? This is what I get so excited, right? The bowl's got the non-stick jammy on the bottom, right? If I whisk it, there's a place for my whisk to stay, right? Then I can pour it out from there, but there's the handle, right? So what you're talking about all the time, you're talking about thoughtfulness, right? And you get into it. And tell me about the thoughtfulness behind this. This is the Air Perfect cookie sheet. Tell me about this.
Yep, absolutely. So our GoodCook Air Perfect line is all about that even cook.
You don't mind if I scoop and go,
Oh,
do
I'd
you?
love that. So our Air Perfect technology has 2 layers of really durable carbon steel, and so it allows actually air to flow through it. So it makes that even cook and that golden brown color that you love on a cookie. No burnt cookies.
Like, so I can't help but smell these cookies that have already been done right over here. But you look at the bottom of that, right?
Golden.
This might be the perfect cookie bottom. Like this, you got a real hard look at this. I mean, that is a good looking cookie. You guys got everything in this. We've made a galette, right? So we took pie dough and put it down and then baked it in the oven, and it became nice and crispy, and then topped it with the fruit, give it a little bit of glaze.
Yeah, and that's also an Air Perfect pan, so it actually has the ability for air to channel through, so no soggy bottom on that crust. So everything's crisp and crunchy.
I mean, this screams all day long to me. I want to bring this up, right? Because you are in just about every home in America, right? But the durability and the quality that you have, that's the thing that rings to me, right? Because I don't buy this cookie pan and then 6 months from now, a year from now, replace it. It lasts for a long time. Tell me about the quality.
Absolutely. I love hearing that, by the way. We build intentional and functional design into every product that we create here. You can see that, like you mentioned, we have food storage, cookware, bakeware, tools, gadgets, everything for your kitchen. And we love to say that you can find GoodCook in every drawer, in every kitchen, and across America. You
know, I'm telling you, you hit the nail on the head, right? Because the form follows function, right? So not only does your turner look nice, right, but it's ergonomically correct, right? It's got a little flex to it, and it's heat resistant. The whisk is comfortable in my hand. Like all the pieces, like I don't even need to think if I have a GoodCook tool in my hand. I know it's a GoodCook tool in my hand when I have it. So with all this conversation that we're talking about cookies and the pans and all the gadgetry that goes on here, people at home are going to want to check you out. Where do we find you online?
GoodCook.com. We're America's companion in the kitchen, so they can come and find all of our products there, our delicious recipes, and don't forget, check us out on social.
That's awesome. Listen, for more information, you go to our website, thebalancingact.com. And I'd like to remind you that this has been a quick bite. Man, that's a good cookie. But chew slowly. You want one of these?
Sure.
No, I'm going to give you this one.
Thank you.
This is great.
Cheers.
When we think about receiving health care, it's generally about going to a doctor's office, a hospital, a rehab center, an urgent care facility. But what about receiving care at home?
It may not be something that you've experienced, but for thousands of people, even millions of people across the country, home care has been the difference between staying in the home you love and having to live somewhere else.
That's right, home health care at home.
Absolutely.
As it should be. Here with more are David BAYADA, president of BAYADA Home Health Care, and Mandy Tilton, their chief nursing officer. Welcome.
Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for
David, why don't you tell us, how does home health care really help? I mean, it helps so many people.
Well, home health care is not something that's new. The house call is the original form of health care, and today, many people don't realize the amount of services they can receive at home, whether it's a child with complex needs, an adult that's been catastrophically injured or diagnosed, or a senior that's dealing with chronic illness. Home care is a great resource to help those that want to be cared for and be safe and independent in the place they love most.
Mandy, what do you do to ensure that clinicians, nurses are the highest calibers, where someone like Montel or me can feel like we're confident that you're coming in?
Absolutely. Well, as David described, we provide a variety of services. So we ensure our caregivers and clinicians are fine-tunedly prepared for the skills and the services they're going to deliver. We do this, for example, by training in our state-of-the-art simulation labs, where clinicians can learn new skills and practice them in a safe environment.
Well, David, I mean, your father founded this company, back in 1975? You've been around for a long time.
50 years.
Wow. So tell me a little bit about what the secret sauce is to having a person live a better life, like you say.
Well, unlike an institution, a hospital, a rehab facility, care in the home is one-on-one. And so the most important thing that makes us different and makes us who we are and has allowed us to be here for 50 years is the quality of the people in the home. Our team that represents BAYADA, the BAYADA nurse, the BAYADA social worker, the BAYADA home health aide, is really what makes us who we are.
You're obviously very passionate about what you're doing, and I see it. How would you say the home care is different from, let's say, from a facility or a hospital?
Well, my passion is also fueled by personal experience, where my family and I brought in clinicians and caregivers to help care for my grandparents so they could live in the place that they loved, their home. And I would say that we're uniquely able to do many of the things that nurses learn about in nursing school. We deliver one-on-one holistic care. We're able to implement the nursing process, where we create a plan, implement it, and watch progress. We're able to teach and provide education all the time. And it's not cliche to say that many of our clients and their families consider us part of their family as well.
And you said it earlier, I mean, you're helping everybody who has a child that's sick at home, say a young adult who may have been on the spectrum, or a young adult who is catastrophically injured, or even the elderly. But where can a person, when do they decide, where do I look, where do I start? How do I get started on this? Where do I go first?
Well, the first step often for many families is other families that have been through similar experiences. Many of us know a family or know someone that's been through this type of challenge in their life with their loved ones. And so friends and family is a great place to start, but then certainly your physician, social workers, care managers in the hospital are great resources for the availability of services that can help families in need.
Does the nursing shortage affect how you care for people?
Well, the nursing shortage and the caregiver shortage overall has impacted us. So we're constantly proactively looking for individuals who are compassionate and want to provide that one-on-one care in the home. We're at a bit of a disadvantage where many nursing programs don't teach about home care and what that looks like. So we use platforms just like this to share our message and create awareness.
Obviously, home is really the best place to be with family, especially when family is needed. For our viewers who'd like more information, David, where can our viewers go?
Well, whether you're a family looking to access home-based services or you're a clinician that's interested in a career, BAYADA.com, as well as our social channels, are a great place to start. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, great resources for those that are looking to learn more.
Thank you both so much for being here with us today, okay? For sure. Look, and if you want more information, of course, you can go to our website, thebalancingact.com. We'll be back right after this. Well, thanks so much for joining us today.
Remember to head to our Facebook page, like us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and visit thebalancingact.com to enter our latest sweepstake or giveaway.
Because I always say you might just win something.
That's right.
Be safe. Love that family of yours. We'll see you next time.
Isn't he adorable? Isn't he great?